Nagato. Got no father like I'm Naruto. Keep the blade on me, Ichigo. Who really wanna go toe for toe? GTR from Tokyo. Diamonds whipping up on the stove. Lucky man like a 4-leaf clove. Diamonds wanna go.
Hey everyone, it's me Nagato Revenge here. Hope you guys are having a great day for today, and as the title states, I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to install / update to Rebug 4.85.1 custom firmware for your jailbroken PlayStation 3. This is the latest version of Rebug as of today, but one thing I do want to state, there isn't a DeX version out as of yet, since the developers needs basically an official PlayStation 3 DeX pub firmware from like the actual dev kits for the PS3. However, we can be basically uninstalling the Kex version, or aka the Lite version, on our jailbroken PlayStation 3s. With that being all out the way today as well, I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into the prerequisites, and everything that I state will be in the link in the description down below, and any tools and programs and any useful websites will be in the link in the description down below as well. So first things first, you need a PlayStation 3 that's already on lower custom firmware. So if you're on HEN, this doesn't really apply to you. This is just dealing with people who are strictly on custom firmware. So for me, for example, and most of y'all guys probably will be on the same boat as well, I'm coming from 4.85, or excuse me, not 85, but 4.84 Kex, and I'm about to upgrade to 4.85 in this video. Of course, you're going to need the Rebug 4.85 Lite Kex firmware, and I'm going to show you guys on how to get that from the official website. And as well, you're going to be needing a USB stick formatted to FAT32, and that's usually what all we need for today's prerequisites. And last but not least, I just want to give a special thanks out to Team Rebug. And don't forget guys, if you need any help on how to set this up on your jailbroken PlayStation 3, you could go ahead and join my official Discord. The link will be as showcased right now below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the PC side of things. Alrighty guys, assuming that you did follow all the prerequisites as stated in the intro, we're just going to go ahead and get started on the PC side of things. So as showcased here, this was released on October 27th, 2019, so just a day ago. And here is the official release for 4.85.1 for Rebug. And basically from this website, if you guys ever use the official Rebug site, it has all the change logs for, you know, the newest firmware. So I'm not going to really go through everything. I will leave the link in the description down below on how to get to this website as well if you want to, you know, read through all of this. But what we're going to do is just go ahead and install the or download the actual custom firmware. So let me scroll all the way down from here, and you're going to go ahead and just click on the Rebug 4.84.1 Lite Edition. It'll be in a .zip file. So all you got to do is go to your downloads folder right here. I'm just going to drag and drop the zip we just downloaded. All we need to do is just extract files here. So you need Renoir and RedZip to extract the link. It will contain a folder, and then inside this folder right here, it will be a TXT link right here. So let me just open up this TXT file. Where it says the folder right here, or the basically this link, all you got to do is just copy it. So hit Control-C on your keyboard. Go back to any web browser of your choice. I'm going to be using Google Chrome. So as showcased here, Rebug is now downloading to my PC. So what I'm going to do here is just cut the video, and then once it's fully downloaded, I'm going to explain the next step on what we're going to do for this process.
A few moments later.
Alrighty guys, so as showcased here, you can see that Rebug has now downloaded onto my system. What we need to do now is go ahead and just go to our downloads folder right here, drag and drop the Rebug firmware. And now, once we open back up this TXT, we want to go ahead and verify the MD5 hash. It's optional, but I always recommend people on doing this, since we want to check if our firmware is, you know, the official firmware, and as well, it's not corrupted in any shape or form. So what we're going to do is just highlight over the MD5 hash check, and then hit Control-C on our computer. We're going to go to this website called Online MD5 Hash Checker, and what this website basically does, let me minimize this out. It basically checks the file checksum and verifies that the file is not corrupt in any shape or form. So where it says compare with, we're just going to go ahead and paste this file checksum here, and we're just going to go to select where it says choose file. We're going to find our update, or where it's at. Mine is on my desktop, so this is the Rebug file that we just downloaded, which is 4.85. What it's doing is just uploading to its server, and what it's going to do is check the file checksum. So as showcased here, they both match, which is a good thing. If it doesn't match, that means the file is either corrupted in any shape or form and it's not the correct file. That's why I highly do recommend to only download from the official website that I'm giving you here. Do not do it from, any third-party thing, because sometimes that could lead into bricks to your system, and you want to verify that it's coming from the official developers themselves. But with that getting out the way, I'm just going to exit out my browser, and now we're basically done with both of those steps. So since we have the official firmware here, we did check that the MD5 hashes are correct. What we need to do is plug in our USB of choice. So let me go to my file explorer right here, and we're going to go to our USB. What we need to do now is verify that our USB is formatted to FAT32 and not, NTFS or exFAT, or your PlayStation 3 won't read basically, the official firmware that's on the actual USB itself. So what we're going to do now is go right click over our USB drive, go into properties, and if your file system doesn't say FAT32, we basically need to reformat our USB drive. If it does say FAT32, great, you don't have to do the step that I'm going to showcase now. So what we need to do, let's say if your thing is not on NTFS or exFAT, what we're going to do or need to do is basically reformat our hard drive. So if you have any important data on your USB drive or anything like that, you basically need to back it up to your PC. Since this is my test USB drive, I don't care about reformatting it, but if you have any important documents, just put it onto another USB drive or something like that, since anytime reformatting USB will basically wipe all your data clean off. So what we need to do now is right click over our USB, go into format, make sure your capacity is the highest. If your thing's on NTFS or exFAT, just make sure it's on FAT32. Allocation unit size, put it to default. Volume label, it doesn't matter, that's what you just name your USB. I just call mine Sony since I know that's for my PlayStation 3. Make sure your quick format, this check mark is toggled on, so make sure it's checked. And then what you want to do is hit start, and then you'll just get a little warning stating that formatting, as I stated before, will erase all your data. So once you hit this OK button, all your data on your USB drive will be gone. So just, that's just stating that. All you got to do is hit OK. It'll take maybe like 5 to 10 seconds for this to do its process. Once it's fully done, you'll get a little Windows notification saying that format has been complete. Hit OK. Then what we need to do is go back into our file explorer right here. And then from here where it says our USB drive, you can see all of my data is now gone off from here. But just to verify that we're on FAT32, just right click, go into properties, and now your guys should be on FAT32. So assuming that all y'all on the same page and your USB is now on FAT32, what we need to do is create a new folder on our USB. So just create a new folder, and then from here all we got to do is type PS3 in all capital letters, go into that folder. We want to create another folder in all capital letters and name this update. And then from here in this update folder, we're going to be putting our Rebug firmware update. But what we're going to do now is just right click over it, rename it, and you're going to basically take all of this mumbo jumbo out, backspace, and you want to have the file name as ps3 updat.pub in all capital letters. So that's what I'm doing here, and we're just going to drag it to here. So basically just wait till it do its thing right here, and then once it's fully finished transferring over from our USB, what we're going to do is safely eject this out. You don't want to ever rip out your USB drive once it's finished copying, because that can lead to corrupt files, and trust me, it's a really a pain to try to get your PlayStation 3 not bricked from that, and basically in a software update boot loop. So it's almost done transferring over, it shouldn't take too long. Alright, so it's done now. What we need to do is just verify that all of our folders are in the correct place. So here's PS3, you can see it's capitalized, update, and our files right here. Now we could just minimize out this window. From here we want to go to show hidden icons, right click over safely eject, go ahead and inject out your USB that has the firmware update on it. I know that it's my cruiser one right here since it's labeled Sony. And then once you hit that little notification over on Windows, what we're going to do now is go to our PlayStation 3, plug in our USB to the rightmost USB port, and then we're going to go ahead and install the update. And there's some other things we need to take precaution on as well on our PlayStation 3, which I'll be talking about. Alrighty guys, so as showcased here, we basically are back onto our PlayStation 3. What we need to verify now is to make sure your USB is in the rightmost USB port of your system. So if it's nearest to the Blu-ray drive or disk drive, make sure your USB is closest to that. But what we need to do now is go ahead and verify some things. So First things first, you want to go to your network settings and make sure your internet is disabled. If you have any disk in your PS3 like I have now, what you want to do is just go ahead and remove that as well. For this process, what we want to do is make sure you have any spoofers disabled. I already done that, but if you have anything like SNA enabler, go ahead and disable any spoofers. But from here, what we want to do is just go ahead, go to our update for our system, update via storage media. And as showcased here, it did find the 4.85.1 PS3 update. So all you got to do is just hit X. Now what you want to do is just let your system do its thing. So it's basically copying the firmware update to our hard drive, I believe. So it may take a little while for it to do its process. And then once it's fully done, it'll basically get into the PlayStation 3's safe mode, or basically its update mode, and it will just do its process from here. So what I'm going to do is just cut out my voice, and I'm just going to showcase on the screen of my system, you know, fully doing its system update. Alright guys, so as showcased here, here's my PlayStation 3 now, you know, updating via in safe mode or the actual update mode, so it may take a little second for it to do its thing. And now what you want to do is make sure not to turn off your system for this process, but let it do its thing. So I'm just going to cut out my voice here, and I'm just going to showcase on the screen the system updating to 4.85. So right now my system has successfully updated. So what I'm going to do here is just scroll all the way to my system settings, scroll all the way down to 4.85, and you can see that I am now on the latest version of Rebug. Just to show you guys that I am on a modified system, you can see that I have my Webman games, you can see that I have Multiman and stuff like that. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and boot into anything. So I'm going to boot into Rebug Toolbox right now. So as showcased here, you can see that I am on 4.85 Rebug. If I go into information system, you can see that I am on KEX, and now my system is now on 4.85. But yeah, that's essentially on how to update on a lower firmware jailbroken system. So if you're on 4.84, this is how you can update to the latest version of Rebug. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hey everyone, it's me, Nagato Revenge here. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. With that being out the way as well, I highly do recommend that y'all guys go ahead and follow my social media so you never miss any of the latest hacking guides and tutorials on my channel. By subscribing to me and hitting that notification button as well is another method on how you will know when I drop my latest content, whether it be for the Vita, PS4, PS3, and such and so forth. As well, if you want to be in the mix of things and you want to join my official community, you can join via the link right now showcased on the screen and join my Discord that way. And if you do want to support my channel in any shape or form, you could become a patron. I will have a card right now. But with all of that getting out the way, hope you guys really did enjoy this video, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Of course, I love the llamas.
Nice and silky smooth.